Hi, I'm Matt Hildebrand with Don's Appliances, joined by Anthony Marino.
Hello, everyone.
And we're just going to go over, something that a lot of people aren't used to because you don't get appliances every day. And, kind of what to expect after you take delivery of an appliance, and also what basic maintenance needs to be done to make sure you get optimal performance from your appliance.
You're right. Try and get it up and running, the right way.
Yes.
I'd say so.
So you get a refrigerator delivered, right? And I used to do installations for us back when I was in high school and college. And one thing that we would always tell people, prior to videos, et cetera, is that, wipe your refrigerator out with warm, soapy water.
Yeah.
Make sure all the packaging tape is off of it. And then it should start cooling down right away.
Yep.
And go ahead and put the food back in, and within 24 hours, that temperature both in the refrigerator and the freezer will stabilize.
Sure. Hands down.
And in terms of maintenance beyond that point, the only thing you really need to do is replace water filters in your ice and water dispenser. Now, one thing I do point out, if you are getting an ice and water dispenser and it's just been delivered, you need to bring probably 4 or 5 cups through there.
Yeah.
Just to make sure the lines have been cleaned through and make sure you don't have any air in the lines. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten calls from customer the next day after delivery saying, I'm not getting any water out of my ice and water dispenser. All I hear is air. And that can happen. You can get air pockets in the actual tanks that the water is held. Run through 5-6 cups. After that, you'll be good to go.
You're right. Purge that line. Then get rid of that first once or twice the ice. We say that's a standard. You got to get rid of that ice.
Yeah. After 4 or 5 drops, so to speak, which is about 24 hours.
Yeah.
After 24 hours, you'll be good to go. And then you just replace your water filter it's on a per gallon basis. Usually the refrigerators will tell you, but twice a year is when you need to replace those filters. And we've got them at all of our locations, so be sure to check out which filters you need.
Yeah, and please just don't hit the bypass on it. It's not really you're really gonna hinder the unit over time. I mean, if you ever take, and here's the best medicine. I always say, when you take the filter out, hold it in your hand and hold the new filter in the other hand. You're gonna feel a resounding difference in the weight of one from another. It's unbelievable. It is. It's funny to see that.
So true. And another big thing, right? So you get a new wall oven or you get a new range. There are all kind of manufacturing oils inside those ovens.
Right.
You have to burn off those oils. So when you get a new range, and if you turn it on for the first time and you put food in, not good. Our delivery teams try and emphasize to do that, but sometimes, with everything going on, it kind of gets lost. So be sure, folks, if you get a new range, make sure you burn off the oils for 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah,
okay?
At least 3 to 4 hours. 350 degrees.
Yep.
Make sure it goes at least 3 hours. I'd say 2 to 3 are the minimum.
Turn ventilation fan on above,
because,
whether you have a microwave, hood, whatever.
Yeah, and don't be afraid if you see a little smoke and stuff coming out of there. There is, especially on the glide racks, every little piece of component in there is greased and oiled in a certain factor, just as a factory.
Absolutely.
Lubricant. Sure.
So you got to make sure to do that.
And something I always tell customers, always forget, I say wipe it out after that. Well, whenever it cools, the next day everybody's like, well, I'm going to cook again. The same, whatever's
warm
soapy
water. Warm
soapy water, white vinegar, get it out of there. You need to make sure all of that's removed.
Yeah, cooktops range is not a whole lot going on. I mean, with the gas grates, I mean, there's really no, burn off period. If you want, you can burn off some of the grates, but there's not a whole lot of oils. Most of the grates that we've got now have like a matte finish. They're not like the shiny porcelain from years ago. So there's really not a whole lot you need to do once you get a new range.
Upkeep wise on the gas, we really want to just look at the igniter. We want to make sure that little white stick around there is cleared of debris.
And never spray water, cleaning material, or run a rag over that igniter ever.
Ever. No. Because aren't they, how do the igniters work?
So the igniters, it's hooked up to electric, and it's essentially causing a spark, like a spark plug, to ignite the flame. And it's a little porcelain stick, so to speak, to take your term, that has a electrode coming out of the top that's going to cause that sparking. And if you get it wet or if you damage it, it's going to cause a short, and it's going to cause all the other igniters to incessantly spark, depending on the manufacturer, and then you have to have a service call. So just never spray any liquid on that, please.
Yeah, if you ever have any debris around or anything, maybe use just a dry brush, like a soft brush, and just kind of get in there and do that. That's really, that's kind of the only maintenance on the gas cooktop.
Yeah, and washers. If you have a front loader, make sure you're only using 1 to 2 tablespoons of detergent. Make sure that if you're going to be away, keep the door open on your washing machine, boot seal. Make sure you run it through the clean cycle once or twice a month.
Don't overload it.
That's easier said than done. I don't know what happens in your house, but I can tell you, nobody likes doing laundry in my house, and everybody overloads it.
As much as can go in there. Talk about ventilation real quick too. We got to talk about the hood grates there.
Yeah, so if you've got a microwave or if you have a hood above, odds are you've got some type of either aluminum mesh filters or stainless steel filters. They're dishwasher safe. Throw them in the dishwasher, clean them out. Do that a couple times a year. You'll be good to go. One thing you kind of skipped over dryers. Got to make sure you're cleaning the dryer, the lint filter. And then if you have an attachment to go inside the dryer a little bit, that's always a good thing to do. Make sure
I have one of those dryer brushes, and I use it. One of the long dryer brushes.
Perfect.
Get down in there. Takes everything out.
And make sure you're cleaning the vent leading outside too. So I know there's a lot of videos out there that show that. Dishwashers, maintenance-wise there, if you have a dishwasher with a filter on it, that would be at the very bottom. You got to clean that a couple times a month. Typically, that'll just unscrew, pull out, take that over to the sink, just wash that out.
If you got a lot of, if you get to, customers say, I got odor in my dishwasher, I haven't been here for 6 months, run the clean cycle on it or just run a blank cycle on it and make sure it's at the hottest cycle just to get that moving again, too.
Yeah, and you can throw some vinegar in there.
Throw some vinegar in there.
My favorite natural substance, vinegar.
Just in case, because, sometimes if you don't run it for 6 months, it's going to build up a smell.
Yeah, and if you do have an odor in your dishwasher, folks, dishwashers don't cause odors. Unless it's a burning smell, which that would be caused by the dishwasher. Otherwise, if it smells like sewer, if it smells like rotten eggs or whatever, it's coming from somewhere other than the dishwasher. Either you're hooked up into a garbage disposal and there's food left in there, or you're just getting backflow gases from a standpipe. The best thing to do, throw some vinegar in, run it, and maybe throw some lemon juice in. But again, folks, it's not coming from the dishwasher. Odds are, if you've got that odor, you're going to need a plumber, not an appliance guy. So these are just some quick tips. Appreciate you listening, and have a great day.
Thank you.